A Boston police officer was found dead in the snow. Just hours earlier, he had been out drinking with friends. It looked like a normal night, but by morning, John O'Keefe was gone. And the person investigators focused on first was his girlfriend, Karen Red. Prosecutors say she hit him with her car and left him there in the freezing cold. But the defense tells a completely different story. They say John O'Keefe never died in the street. They say the truth started inside the house. And that question still divides people today. What really happened on Fairview Road that night? Karen Reed worked as a financial analyst. She also taught college classes. Her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, was a Boston police officer. But many people who knew him say his job wasn't the most important thing about him. After his sister and her husband passed away, John stepped in and raised their 2 children himself. Friends say he was loyal, responsible, the kind of person people depended on. Karen and John had been together for about 2 years. Their relationship had normal ups and downs, but nothing suggested the tragedy that was about to happen. On January 28, 2022, Karen and John went out drinking with friends in Canton, Massachusetts. They visited a few bars that night, laughing, talking, moving from one place to another. Eventually, someone suggested continuing the night at a house on Fairview Road. Around midnight, Karen drove John to that house. Several people were already inside, but according to prosecutors, John never made it through the front door. They say Karen reversed her SUV and struck him, then drove away, leaving him outside in the freezing snow. Hours later, John O'Keefe was found lying in the snow outside that same house, unresponsive. Emergency responders rushed him to the hospital, but doctors couldn't save him, and almost immediately, investigators began asking the same question. What exactly happened that night? Very quickly, their attention turned toward Karen Reed. Prosecutors charged Karen Red with serious crimes, second-degree murder, manslaughter, and leaving the scene of a fatal accident. Investigators said damage to Karen's vehicle matched John's injuries. They also pointed to statements Karen allegedly made that morning. But Karen Reed denied the accusations, and her defense team presented a very different theory. Karen Red's lawyers say John O'Keefe didn't die from a car crash. Instead, they believe he actually went inside the house, and something violent happened there. According to the defense, John may have been involved in a fight. Some theories even suggest he may have been attacked by a dog during the confrontation. The defense claims his body was later placed outside in the snow. They also raise concerns about how the investigation was handled, arguing the house itself was never properly searched, and questioning possible conflicts of interest. Suddenly, the case was no longer simple. It became a battle between 2 completely different stories. As the trial began, the case drew national attention. Crowds gathered outside the courthouse. Some believed Karen Red was guilty. Others believed she had been wrongly accused. Online, people debated every piece of evidence. 2 very different explanations emerged: a deadly accident in the driveway, or something far more complicated that happened inside the house. John O'Keefe's death remains one of the most debated cases in recent years, because despite the investigation, despite the trial, and despite the endless theories, one question still divides people. What really happened that night? Did Karen Red hit him with her car? Or does the real story begin inside the house on Fairview Road?